think I need to clean my camera. Do I have like a paper towel nearby? Let me just clean my camera here. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so we're gonna let our friends get in here. Maybe you are watching the replay. If you are, hi, thank you for watching the replay. We're gonna be a little bit more organized than we were yesterday, so bear with me. We're kind of getting the hang of the YouTube thing over here. While we let a couple of our friends get in here, I'll just kind of introduce myself for those of you that are watching the replay and you've never seen any of my videos before. Hi, aloha, welcome, hola. My name is Alicia Marie. I am the Magic Siren here on TikTok and on every other platform. So if you're into tarot or if you're into magic or if you're looking for a really beautiful spiritual ohana to be a part of, please be sure to give me a follow on your favorite platform or here on YouTube. Make sure that your notifications are turned on because I am going to try and go live every day, at least Monday through Friday. And I do post weekly forecasts for each zodiac sign as well as monthly forecasts and all other kinds of magic. So that's kind of a little bit of my intro and what's going on here. For those of you that don't know, I've been reading tarot since I was a child. I come from a family of tarot readers. My mom reads tarot, my grandmother read tarot, my great grandmother read tarot. It's something that I just grew up with. And now I just love coming on here and sharing all of that with you. We do collective readings over here, especially on the live, because all of your energies matter. When you are watching live streams, whether it's me or anybody else on any other platform, okay, just make sure that if you are paying your hard-earned coin, that your personal readings are being done in private, all right? There's no way to accurately guarantee an accurate reading on live when there's multiple people that are watching. So I would hate to see you pay your hard-earned pentacles and not get an accurate reading for yourself. Now, obviously, if you're just watching free readings, take it with a grain of salt. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and that's that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle out the cards a little bit here while we wait for some of our friends to come in. I am sure our friends will be slowly sort of trickling in, and then we'll go ahead and kind of see what everybody wants to do if we want to start with love messages or general messages first, okay? So we'll just kind of give it a minute. I will shuffle the cards. I hope everybody's having a really good day. I'm hoping to start uploading the first half of the next week forecasts after the live today. So I'm gonna do half and half every week. I'll do half the zodiac signs on Friday and then the other half on Saturday. I may even do like Thursday and Friday instead of Saturday. We'll see how it goes. So there's that. Aloha, welcome in. I'm glad that we're seeing some of our friends sort of trickle in. Aloha, how are you? We are going to go ahead and start going with our readings, okay? We are doing tarot readings. We're doing tarot readings today. And if you are new, hi, you'll quickly see the vibe that's over here. We do collective readings. These are going to be for all zodiac signs. So if you're here, they'll definitely be for you. And actually, if you are here, go ahead and put in the comment section if you would like to start out with love messages or general messages, okay? Go ahead and tell me in the comments, would you like us to start today with love messages or general messages while I go ahead and shuffle our tarot decks and we get ready for our readings. I'm so excited. And if you've never been here before, hang out. Give me a little chance to get you turned over to the Magic Siren Ohana. We have a lot of fun over here. We have a lot of fun. But yes, let me know. Are we going to start with some love messages or general messages today? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to put a comment in. I am not fluent in Spanish yet. I am learning Spanish. I recently came to Costa Rica, so I'm living in Costa Rica right now, and I'm learning Spanish. But I definitely don't know enough for me to do my readings in Spanish yet. But I will. I will. Eventually, I will. Especially living here in Costa Rica. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, go ahead and put in the comments. Do we want to do love or general? Love or general? Oh, we have some energy with a 3 of Pentacles there. I like that. We are learning new things. It's funny that the card of being a student popped out as I talked about learning Spanish. Being a student in life. I love it. I love it. All right, let me go ahead and continue to shuffle here. If we don't get anybody to start in the comments with love or general, we'll start with general, okay? So go ahead and let me know how you're feeling if we want to start with love messages or general messages first while I shuffle out the cards and we wait for a few of our friends to get in here. Otherwise, we're going to start with general messages first. Got got a few more decks to shuffle, and then we're going to get into general messages, unless somebody says otherwise in the comments. Unless someone says otherwise in the comments. I wonder if my notifications went out today that we are live. If you are watching and you got a notification that I was live, let me know, so that way I'm aware on how the notifications work here over on YouTube. I am not too familiar with YouTube Live yet, but I'm learning. I am a student in so many things right now. Okay, let's go ahead and shuffle this out, and then we're going to start with general messages. We haven't had anyone let me know in the comments if they wanted to start with general messages or love messages, so I'm going to start with general messages. We tend to have more people watching towards the end anyway, and I think most people love seeing the love messages. So we'll just kind of ride with it, and we'll start, I think, with some general messages. So I'm going to go ahead and get the general... What a loud car. I'm going to go ahead and get the general messages shuffled and ready to go, and then we'll pull them out. All right, so if you're here, go ahead and like the live, start throwing the energy my way, because your energy is going to affect what cards come out. All right, so go ahead and like the live, start double tapping, like the live, leave comments, get your energies flowing, okay? And we're going to go ahead and get started with general messages. If you've never seen the general messages, or if you've never seen these live collectives, I'm going to go ahead and kind of explain how we do things, okay? So first and foremost, what we do is we will take our oracle deck, all right? And we'll shuffle this oracle deck with all of your energies kind of coming through, and I'm going to get 2 cards from this oracle deck, okay? I'm going to get 2 cards. I'll put 1 card over on this side, and I'll put another card over on this side. Each card has some sort of theme on it, or a message. You might resonate with the one that's going to be put on this side. You might resonate with the one that's going to be put over on this side. You might resonate with both of them. That happens a lot because, again, all of our energies very much are intertwined when we're watching these videos. After we get both sides pulled, what I like to do is pull out some tarot decks. We're going to go ahead with the big decks for the first collective here. So we'll go ahead and we'll clarify both sides with our full-size decks, okay? All the decks that I'm using, I'm going to hopefully link them in down below if you're watching the replay, okay? So we'll clarify both sides with decks. We'll get all the messages for each one of these sides to the surface, anything that you need to hear. Then what we like to do is our little cherry on top with the zodiac card, okay? So again, if you're here or if you're watching this and these resonate with you, they are for you, right? It's for every zodiac sign. But maybe some of you need a little bit of confirmation, or maybe you're like, is this, you know, about the person that I'm dealing with, or when am I going to see this positive shift or change? If you're a Libra and you are about to scroll away or you're about to click off, don't. More than likely, there are some messages here for you. Maybe Libra season is when we're going to start to see the shifts, changes, or themes that come out in these readings, okay? Maybe you're dealing with a Libra and we need a little bit of clarity or guidance. Either way, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to take a little sip of coffee, and then we're going to start to shuffle for our first half of our live with general messages. We will do love messages next. All right, here we go. We're asking universe, spirit, and that came out immediately. I didn't even have to ask. We have strength. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. This is the energy of not giving up, okay? Pushing through, remembering your inner strength, allowing yourself to know that you're going to get through whatever obstacles, challenges, or experiences that you're currently going through. And try your best not to lose hope or lose faith. All of the things that you've gone through in the past have given you the tools, the knowledge, and the experience to be able to get through this, and not only get through this strong, but really thrive at the end, okay? Let's go ahead to the other side and see what's coming in. Came right out again. Lots of energies today. We have speaker. Your life purpose involves your skill of oration, which is essentially saying now is the time to speak your truth. Or maybe you are being called into a position to share your knowledge, share your experience, or just share your thoughts with the people around you, okay? We'll go ahead and start with the strength side, so let's go ahead and clarify, see what tarot wants us to know. When it comes to this strength side, everything that you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. let's go ahead and see what tarot has to add to this. So I think, some of you that are watching this, maybe you're feeling a lack of hope, maybe we're feeling a lack of strength, maybe we're having a hard time continuing to show up for ourselves or the projects on a day-to-day basis. But there is this sort of vibe of like, don't give up yet. Ooh, that High Priestess card. The High Priestess came out multiple times yesterday as well. Aloha, welcome in. The High Priestess came out multiple times yesterday as well. There has been this sort of reoccurring message of listening to your intuition and allowing yourself to trust your intuition. I think for some of you that are going to be resonating with this strength side, maybe your intuition's been telling you like, I can get through this. I am strong enough to get through this and to thrive at the end of it, right? But it's just hard maybe to tap into it. There is that sort of message from the universe and spirit that even if we feel like we've been burning the candle at both ends, there is a way to kind of reevaluate our day-to-day routine to make sure that we're strong enough to get through until the end. Let's go ahead and continue to shuffle. So we do have the Two of Pentacles in reversal. We have the High Priestess. We have the Seven of Wands in reversal, Page of Pentacles, King of Swords, the Hierophant, and then the bottom of the deck is the Emperor in reversal. Now that Emperor in reversal being at the bottom of the deck tells me that there are some big changes, there are some shifts that are happening in your life, and maybe things that you thought would be part of your life for the long term, whether it's a job, a career, a relationship, something maybe where you're living, whatever it is. Remember, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But there has been some big shifts or changes in the things that you thought would be in your life for the long term, okay? That Emperor in the upright, he does represent authority, longevity, things that we really put roots into, okay? So seeing that in reversal tells me that you're going through some shifts and some changes. And a lot of the times these shifts and changes with that Emperor card in the bottom of the deck reversal tells me that these are things that you really banked on being around for a long time. And they're just not anymore. The Two of Pentacles is also coming out reversal, right? Aloha, welcome in. The Two of Pentacles is also in the reversal, okay? So when we see reversals in a tarot reading, just a little reminder, it means that there's something that has either already happened or there might be a slight challenge or an obstacle that is preventing this from showing in the upright, okay? So in the upright position, the Two of Pentacles is like work hard, play hard. You can see that he's juggling these pentacles and everything that he's doing, he's really kind of balancing it out. Yes, he's spreading himself thin, but he's making sure that everything is getting done. When I see this in the reversal, it tells me that maybe we dropped the ball. Maybe we're missing deadlines. Maybe there are things that we're overlooking, okay? And that's where that strength is coming into play of like, let's pull from that inner strength, take a little bit of time and kind of reconfigure our day-to-day life. Do we need to spend as much time spreading ourselves so thin across all the things in our life? Your intuition has been trying to almost yell at you for the last couple of days, and maybe even the last few weeks. And that intuition card, like I mentioned, this High Priestess, she's come out a lot lately. She came out multiple times yesterday. She's coming out again first thing today. And there is that vibe of like, take that time and deepen your connection to your intuition, your higher self. I gave all of you that were watching yesterday a little bit of a challenge as your therapist and told you to take a full week of doing the intuitive building journaling technique. Get a journal, spend 5 or 10 minutes a day and just write whatever comes to your mind. When you go back and reread those things at the end of the week, you will see what the sort of common thought patterns are, what's taking a lot of your mental space, and then you can almost kind of turn that and say, what intuitive messages am I gaining from those things, right? We have the Seven of Wands in reversal. The Seven of Wands in the upright, I actually really love the card, the depiction of it in this deck. You can kind of see here that, she's defending her babies against this other animal, and that's kind of what we feel like when we have the Seven of Wands in the upright. It's very defensive energy. We're defending our family, we're defending our projects, we're defending our way of thinking, our choices. It's very defensive, right? This is in reversal though, which tells me that maybe you don't even have the strength to be defensive the next couple of days, the next week or so, okay? That strength card is like, I just don't even have the strength to fight this anymore. And I almost kind of feel like maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's nice that we're not spending time and energy and strength into defending who we are and our choices and everything in our life. Instead, we're just shifting our focus into just existing and doing our thing without having to defend it, right? Aloha, welcome in. Everybody's coming in at a good time. We're on the first half of our messages with general, and we're in the first half of that. So you guys came in at a good time. If you're here, make sure that you like the live. So then after the Seven of Wands in reversal, okay, we do have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles is almost kind of like this sort of curiosity when it comes to new opportunities that could be offered to you over the next couple of days or even through the next few weeks, right? I've been getting a lot of energies of like from now until the solstice, you know? And so when the solstice comes, there will be that little shift and change, and a lot of that energy came out yesterday as well. And we're seeing it a little bit today. I think for some of you, it's just really pushing through until we can get to the first official day of summer, right? And once we get there, things are definitely going to kind of even out a little bit. But that Page of Pentacles is like, okay, there are new opportunities on the horizon for me, and I'm curious about them. I would like to get to know what those chances are, what those opportunities are, and what they will lead to, okay? You know, when you're getting into this position where you're starting to clear out space in your life to plant new seeds of intention, manifestation, opportunities, there is that sort of curiosity of like, where is this going to take me? Where am I going to end up being in the next couple of months, next year, 5 years from now, right? The King of Swords is coming out, which is a big Gemini energy, but also too, this King of Swords is the master of communications. A lot of you, more than likely, you're in this place of master of communications. You have the ability to be able to speak your truth, to say what's on your mind, to be able to really kind of, sorry, I got a message and it distracted me. To really be able to use your power of logics and analytics to your best benefit. If you are feeling a lack of strength this week, or really this weekend, because it is Friday, right? So if we are in this position where we're feeling a lack of strength this weekend, use your power, your mastery of logics, of communications. Don't be afraid to say out loud, I need a break. Don't be afraid to make a new plan to work smarter, not harder. Does that make sense? That King of Swords is like, you're the master of analytics. Don't be afraid to use it, okay? And then we have the Hierophant. And it's funny that the Hierophant's coming out because I actually mentioned very similar energy with the Two of Pentacles earlier in the reading of saying like maybe we need to just take a step back and reevaluate our day-to-day life so we're not spreading ourselves too thin this weekend or this upcoming week, okay? The Hierophant is all about tradition and structure and routine. So maybe your day-to-day routine is not necessarily in alignment or it's not matching what is needed for you to be able to juggle all the things without dropping the ball. More than likely, this past week, it just felt like there was so much, almost overwhelming obligation and responsibility. So much obligation and responsibility that maybe we dropped the ball a little bit. But again, there is the opportunity to be able to reevaluate that, and just making sure that we are spending time and energy into things that are actually going to matter these upcoming weeks. I want to go ahead and see a zodiac of importance here, but overall in this first side of strength, for those of you that are kind of just joining, okay, we still have plenty of readings to do. We still have a whole other side of these general messages, and we still have love messages to go, okay? So hang out, enjoy your time, grab a snack, get some coffee, hang out with your spiritual fam. On the strength side, a little bit of a recap, okay? Universe is trying to give you that gentle reminder that you are strong enough to get through anything that comes into your path that is any sort of obstacle or challenge. You are strong enough to get through it, and not only get through it, but thrive through it, okay? Now, there is going to be this sort of reevaluation this weekend for you. Take some time and say, okay, where did I drop the ball this past week, and where was I spreading myself too thin? I'm going to listen to my intuition, right? Working on those intuitive building techniques, and I'm going to be able to kind of bring my walls of defense down. I'm not going to spend my time arguing with anyone. I'm not going to spend my time defending anything. I'm just going to live my life the way that I want to live it without anybody else's judgment or opinion, all right? We're going to start to get curious for the opportunities that are ahead, the opportunities that are coming, and where those opportunities will take us. And in the meantime, we'll be able to use our mastery of analytics and logic to be able to kind of reevaluate and replan our day-to-day routine, our day-to-day life, so that way we can start putting roots down into things that will be here for the long term again, because some of you are going through some shifts and some changes, and some of the things that are shifting, we have a loud car. Some of the things that are shifting and changing, you really thought they would be around for the long term, and they're just not going to be, and that is okay. You have the strength to get through it and thrive through it, okay? Zodiacs of importance, we have Scorpio, Capricorn and Taurus. For some of you, Taurus season was not that long ago. Taurus season is right before Gemini season. So for some of you, some of these shifts and changes that we were talking about at the beginning of this reading, maybe those shifts and changes happened during Taurus season, okay? By the time the end of the year comes around, when it comes like October, November, December, January, okay, Scorpio and Capricorn season. I almost said Scorpio and Capricorn together, whatever. When we start to get towards the end of the year, we might really see ourselves tapping fully into that inner strength and seeing those new seeds of opportunity that are on the horizon really becoming reality. Okay, so I like that. I like that a lot. You might also have Taurus in your chart. You might have Capricorn in your chart. You might have Scorpio in your chart, or maybe you're dealing with someone that has one of those signs in their chart, whether it's sun, moon, or rising sign. And we just need some strength to be able to get through this next sort of step. Okay, and we're dealing with those people. Let's go ahead and go over to the other side. We have speaker. Yes, you did not miss much. If you're just kind of joining in, we're going into the second half of our first set of collectives, okay? We will be doing love messages next. We do have the speaker card coming out. If you're watching, do me a favor and like this live, okay? Go ahead and like this live. Help your sister out. We've been slowly growing back over here on YouTube, and we're having a great time, so thank you for being here. If you've never seen me before, aloha, welcome. My name is Alicia Marie. I'm the Magic Siren, and I try and go live every day to give as many free tarot hour readings as possible. I've been reading tarot since I was a child. I come from a family of tarot readers, and we like to teach tarot as we read collectives, so that way you know what the cards mean and you don't get scammed by all the fake readers that are out here, okay? I'm going to take a sip of coffee and we're going to go to our other side. I'm learning Spanish. I do not know enough Spanish right now to be able to do the readings in English and Spanish, but I am learning and working on it. I recently moved to Costa Rica a few months ago, so I've really been working on my Spanish. But I'm not confident enough to do my readings in Spanish yet. But I will, I promise. They will be available in Spanish soon. I'm working on it. Okay, let's go over to the speaker side, all right? Coming over to the speaker side. Your life purpose involves your skill of oration. This is your skills of speaking, and it's very interesting that we're seeing this come out because we did have the master of communication, the master of analytics, the master of the sword energy. So a lot of you do already have this skill of speaking, the skill of being able to communicate, sharing your thoughts, sharing your wisdom, sharing your ideas. And maybe for some of you, you have a lot of ideas that are really good, that really the community around you and the people around you would benefit from hearing, but we're nervous to maybe step into that place of public speaking or putting ourselves out there, okay? I want to go ahead and kind of see what tarot has to add to this message, but don't be afraid to speak your truth this weekend. And really the upcoming week. Oh my gosh, you have the Five of Pentacles coming out, the Five of Wands in reversal, 2 5s. You're in this position where we're slowly kind of, whenever we go through cycles or chapters in our life, or maybe we're going through some sort of difficult journey and we start to feel the shift where things are going to start to get easier, that's where you're at. When we talk about tarot and we're reading like the numbers ace through 10, when, ace through 5 is usually more of like we are learning or there's some challenge there. Then when we go from 5 to 10, it's like we're getting this forward momentum kind of coming down the other side of this hill or mountain. I'm going to explain more of the mountain analogy here in just a second, but it feels like we're finally coming into a time where things are getting easier for us, and I love that for all of you. Whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay later, things are starting to get easier, and so there is maybe this sort of like, maybe the experiences or the lessons that you've learned along the way so far, you might be able to help other people get through what they're going through as well by kind of sharing your story. We have the Knight of Cups in reversal. Let's go ahead and get a couple more cards here and then we'll talk a little bit more. We have the Queen of Cups in reversal. I do feel like when it comes to, speaking your truth and putting yourself out there, maybe sharing your story or just kind of saying what you need to say on like what's on your mind, it might be hard for you to do so because of your emotions. okay? I'm going to go ahead and keep shuffling here. Aloha, welcome in. I'm so glad to see some of our friends here. If you are here, don't forget to like this live. Make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications on. I'm going to try and go live every day here. I know it's been forever. I decided to get off the clock app when it comes to live and just kind of do lives over here. I think we'll slowly start to grow. I'll probably go live once or twice, you know, here and there, just on the clock app, just to kind of let people know that we're here. But this space has just felt so much nicer, and the vibe, I feel like the vibe is just lighter over here. So that's kind of why we're here. So if you are here, thank you so much for joining me over here on my YouTube channel, and I hope that you're subscribed. If you are watching, thank you for watching as well. I was making a little note yesterday. One of the nice things about doing the lives here is that you can go back and rewatch them. So if you miss a live ever and you're like, oh my gosh, I missed the live, I want to see what the messages were for today or the upcoming few days or the upcoming week, you can go and rewatch the live. So I'm stoked about that, and if you rewatch the live, it does help me out as well. Right now I'm really pushing to try and get to a place where we can do like extra content over here, but I have to have a certain amount of watch hours, right? So if you are watching, you're really helping me out, and it's very much appreciated, so thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this, and once we're finished with this, we'll get into some love messages. So we still have lots of messages to get to. Make sure you have a snack, relax, get your tea or your coffee, and let's dive in. So, a lot of you are being called into speaking your truth this weekend or this upcoming week, okay? Speaking your truth and not being afraid to use our voice. I think for the majority of you, you have been or you are currently going through this sort of journey in your life where you're learning a lot about yourself, you're learning a lot about the things, how to get through certain things, you're learning wisdom, you're gaining wisdom. The Five of Pentacles, and this is my sort of mountain analogy, the Five of Pentacles is like climbing a mountain, okay? It's like, yes, we're still going through it. We're still going through the crap, but we're getting close to the tip of the top of that mountain. When we talk about the Five of Pentacles, when we're climbing a mountain, right? From here to here is always the hardest part. So from going from the bottom to the top of the mountain is always the most difficult part of that journey. Because once we get to the top and we start coming down the other side, whatever direction we're going down, we have the momentum of coming down the other side. The very pinnacle of the Five of Pentacles is getting to the top of that mountain. So if you're watching this and you're kind of resonating with this energy of like, I have things that I wish to say, or I have truth that I need to speak, but I just don't know how, or I'm nervous to do so, or my emotions, I'm like scared to put myself out there, just know that it's going to get easier for you over the next couple of days, over the next couple of weeks, because you're no longer feeling like you're currently going through the issue, through the situation, really stuck in the crap. You know what I mean? Things are starting to get easier. And I think that's something to really be happy for, right? Let's maybe get some snaps in the chat for that, because things are getting easier. We have the Five of Wands in reversal as well. We started out with two fives on this side. So we're slowly starting to see this shift. The tides are shifting, and we're getting momentum for it to be easier. The Five of Wands in the upright represents tension, internal battle. Should I stay? Should I go? Arguments, disagreements, not being able to see eye to eye, whether it's with other people or yourself, okay? And seeing this in the reversal tells me that you're stepping away from these things. And this is nice because yesterday we were still very much in the energy of mental battle, this internal, should I stay, should I go, tensions and arguments and wanting to defend things. But we're really moving away from that now, and we're allowing ourselves to kind of stay in this calm sort of vibe, okay? We're not fighting with anyone, we're not fighting with anything, and things just seem like they are flowing easier and more natural without that Five of Wands in the upright. Now the King of Cups in reversal, and then we have the Queen of Cups in reversal, and the King of Cups in reversal. I think for the majority of you, whatever the situation is, it is emotion related, right? Because all the cup cards, the cup suit is all about emotions. It's about our relationships. It's about emotional connections and fulfillment, and how we kind of navigate those things. You have a divine partnership here of the King and Queen of Cups. And when you see both of them come out, it's like we're in a place where we're very compassionate with ourselves, with the people around us. We're not allowing our emotions to get the best of us. When we're excited, we're not making impulsive decisions. When we're angry, we're not doing something we're going to regret. We're very in this place of like very mindful, very demure, right? But when we see this in the reversal, our emotions may have gotten the best of us in whatever the situation is. And more than likely, the lesson or the wisdom that you learned through this emotional experience, if you were to share that truth and share that wisdom, You might really be able to help some other people, and not only help other people, but also help yourself in this healing journey as well. There has been some cards recently, especially yesterday, that had to do with us being on a healing journey. And so allow yourself to talk about it. Don't be afraid to speak your truth and say what you've been through and what you learned from it, okay? We do have the Knight of Cups in reversal, which means at some point there will be this sort of emotional fulfillment or opportunity for emotional fulfillment. But I think we need to kind of wait until we're fully coming down the other side of that mountain. We're very close, okay? We are very close. And maybe the key to unlocking these sort of new offers of emotions coming into our life, because that's what the Knight of Cups is all about. It's new offers of emotional fulfillment. You know, maybe for this to come in, we need to be able to speak our truth. We need to be able to try and dissolve away the fear that comes from public speaking. Remember that you have the strength to speak your truth and really share your story. The bottom of the deck, oh, we forgot about the Two of Wands. Let me talk about the Two of Wands first. The Two of Wands is in reversal. And so when we go through experiences in our life, when we go through things and we're learning this wisdom, we're learning, you know, lessons, we're really kind of figuring out who we are, and we're past the point of fighting, right? We're past the point of tension. We're no longer like fighting against stream. We're allowing ourselves the ebb and flow, right? We've learned the ebb and flow and we are surrendering to it. Sometimes we have to kind of, again, reevaluate. There's reevaluation on both sides. Sometimes we have to reevaluate, what do we really want for our future? And is the flow, that ebb and flow that I've learned, is that flow that I'm surrendering to taking me there? And if it's not, how can I slowly guide myself in a different direction? The Two of Wands, you can see how she's kind of looking out to the horizon. She's holding on to one wand, and she has another wand behind her. These wands represent your passions, your confidence, the things that motivate you. And so she's holding on to something here that is motivating her, whether it's through passion or through excitement. There's motivation there. And then she also has sort of her backup plan, her backup excitement, her backup motivation, her backup confidence, okay? And so you're being asked to hold on to the things that make you excited for your future. And maybe that, you know, is also part of that speaking out the energy. Sometimes they say that some of the most healing is when you talk about it, whether you're talking about it to a friend, a family member, a counselor, a therapist, or just sharing your story on a social media platform, putting yourself out there at a public speaking event, just kind of talking about it and sharing it brings a lot of healing. And it also can help you gain that confidence and passion and excitement for what's to come. Now look at this beautiful Magician that was on the bottom of the deck, okay? One of the things that I love about the Magician is that there is this, and there's 11 people watching right now, so it's like the 111, I love it. There's always this ability, or there's always this opportunity to tap into this infinity symbol. And this infinity symbol represents infinite possibilities. There are literally infinite possibilities for you over these next couple of weeks. You, the Magician, is the manifester. You are the Magician right now. You are the manifester right now. There's one tricky thing about being the manifester. You can see here on the card that she's holding a magic wand. She's holding this wand, okay? And she has all of the suits next to her. She's got the pentacles, the cups, the swords, the wands. She uses all of these tools she gained along the way from all the experiences that you also had. Remember, we've been going through our experiences here, and you're probably learning the tools that you've gathered along the way as you speak your truth about it, all right? But she uses all of those tools. Sorry, there's a loud car. Okay, she uses all of those tools to help manifest what she wants for her future. Now, mind you, there is going to be a little bit of evaluation here and figuring out what you really want, okay? This bottom of the deck energy is what's coming in through the roots over the next couple weeks. The thing about being the manifester, even though we have this wand, right? We plant the seeds and we have our magic wand. It's not like a Harry Potter wand. We're not leviosa-ing things into our life. You know what I mean? There is the need for us to still put in work. So if you, let's say you plant the seed, you want to make it, I want more money this month. I'm going to plant a seed of manifestation to make more money, to call in more money. Okay, so first I'm going to do my little manifestation ritual, whether it's just speaking it out into the universe, whether it's positive affirmations every day, maybe I'm writing it down, folding it up and planting it, burying it in some soil, whatever those little rituals look like for you. And it can be as simple as just speaking it into existence, right? Because again, you do have the power of speaking, using your communications over the next couple of days, over the next week or so, right? So maybe you're just using your power of voice to put your manifestations into place. After you do that, though, we have to make sure that we're fertilizing the seeds that we plant, right? So if I want to make more money this month, then I need to either like show up to work more often, work on a side hustle, align myself in a place where I know that there's a possibility for me for a new opportunity, maybe finally launching a project, offering to help somewhere, and then getting this sort of surprise money, asking your boss for a raise, doing the sort of proactive movements for it to happen. Because it's not like a magic button, you know? It's not a magic Harry Potter spell or wand. We still have to do the proactive steps for it. But when you see this card, it tells you if you do the proactive steps right now towards the things that you want, it will happen. It will happen, and it's going to happen easily. You're not going to have to fight universe for it. You're not going to have to fight tooth and nail for it. It's just going to come naturally. So I love this. I want to go ahead and get a zodiac of importance. Let's get a zodiac of importance on who this might be for if you're needing that extra clarity of like, is she really talking to me? Like, can I actually do that? Or maybe we just need to know when we're going to see these manifestations fully come into play. We do have Taurus energy. Taurus came out twice already today. We have Taurus, Virgo, Libra, Pisces. I'm taking 4 because Pisces wanted to kind of show out last minute. Pisces season was before Taurus season. No, it went Pisces, Aries, and then Taurus. But maybe there were some things that you went through during Taurus or Pisces season, all right, that maybe we needed to tap in that strength for. But those are those things that we're like, man, we're still kind of like really kind of going through it from whatever this was, Taurus season or Pisces season. Mind you, Taurus season just passed, okay? And now we're starting to see that we can start to talk about it. And by talking about it, we are really leaning into that ebb and flow, okay? You could have this in your chart. Someone that you're dealing with could have this in their chart. Virgo and Libra season, we still have not went through yet this year. So maybe during these 2 seasons, you might find yourself really seeing the seeds of manifestations growing, okay? All right. I really love that. Just a little quick recap on the speaker side. Don't be afraid to speak your truth this weekend and throughout the next week. You are still kind of going through things, but the things that you have gone through that were really kind of difficult to navigate, you've learned a lot of wisdom and you've learned a lot of truth. You've learned some lessons there that by talking about them and sharing those things, by sharing those pieces of wisdom, you might help other people. And not just help other people, but also help yourself. Take the time to plant some new seeds. Allow yourself to kind of emotionally process everything that you've been through, because there were a lot of emotional cards as well. And just know that you're in this place where you can really speak what you want into existence, as long as you can kind of get over any fears of sharing your truth or sharing your story. Things are going to start to get easier very soon for you. Okay, I'm going to shuffle these cards out just a little bit here, and we're going to move over to our love messages. If you're watching, hi, how are you? Let me know how you're doing in the chat. Who's all here? Are you new here? Did you come from another platform? And we're going to go ahead and get ready for our love messages here in just a second. If you've never seen me before, hi, it's so nice to meet you. Thank you for hanging out with me today on this wonderful Friday. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I will be posting your weekly forecast for each zodiac sign. I'll do 6 signs today and 6 signs tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed over here so you don't miss those messages and those forecasts. I did post the monthly forecast for June. Let me know if you watched it. Did you like it? What's going on? And I'm going to, like I said, set up for the love messages here. If you would like a personal reading with me, okay, you can get a personal reading with me. Go over to themagicsiren.com. You can always get a personal reading over there. I do have a promo code that I use, that I have every month. So for the month of June, if you would like to save 15% on any personal reading, you can use the promo code SUMMER15 at checkout, and you'll get 15% off any live session or email reading. Okay? All right. I'm definitely feeling this today. Emotions and thoughts are all over the place. I feel that. You know, I've been getting a lot of, in the personal live sessions that I've been doing as well, there's been a lot of sort of messages about the summer solstice. and as soon as we go into Cancer season, how things are really going to shift and change emotionally. Because I do feel like emotions have been kind of high. It kind of makes sense because we are in Gemini season, and Gemini season, I mean, unless you have Gemini in your chart, and I'm talking like Sun, Moon, Rising, or like Venus if we're talking about love stuff, I think Gemini season is always a little bit difficult to navigate because it is so back and forth. And it does feel like one moment we're moved on, it's not bothering us, and the next moment it's like, oh my gosh, it's bothering me. You know what I mean? So it's normal. What you're feeling is normal, and I'm glad that I could be here to give you a little bit of messages for the day. For the day. I'm also glad that we can go back and rewatch these live streams here on YouTube. We couldn't do that over on the Clock app, so hopefully we can get all of our friends on the Clock app over here on YouTube. And eventually, I'm sure we'll have all of our friends in here for our lives again. But for now, I'm thankful for the few of you that are here. And for those of you that are watching on the replay, thank you for watching on the replay as well. It really does help me out, okay? We're going to do love messages here in just a second. I'm just getting all of my decks out that I'm going to use, making sure all the energies are shuffled and ready to go. If you are new watching me, hi. What we do is collective messages during the lives like this, because I am a real tarot reader, and there's no way to guarantee accurate personal messages on a live like this when there's multiple people watching and kind of scrolling through. So I always kind of give my little PSA of, if you're watching me or anybody else on any platform on a live stream with tarot cards and they're claiming to be a real tarot reader, please don't spend your hard-earned pentacles on a personal reading on a live where multiple people can watch. Because everybody that comes through these lives, whether it's on YouTube or any other app, your energies affect what cards come out of these decks. So make sure if you are paying your pentacles for your personal readings, that they are being done in private, okay? You want to make sure that your readings are just for you and nobody else's energies are interfering with those messages. Now with these collective readings, obviously take what resonates and leave what doesn't, right? If you have specific questions that you want to ask, you can always get personal readings. You can go over to themagicsiren.com and get a personal reading right now and ask your specific questions. I also post weekly forecasts for each zodiac sign if you want a little bit of what's to come for the week. I also post monthly forecasts. I'm also over on Patreon where I post almost every single day. We do forecast readings over there, we do DIYs, we do rituals, I do all kinds of stuff over there. So if you want some extra fun, exclusive content that you won't find anywhere else, head over to my Patreon and you can get some things over there as well, okay? I get so shy when other people can hear my tarot because the Empress offer private love readings for energy. I do offer private readings. Go over to themagicsiren.com and you can get a reading there. If you ever have questions about what type of reading or anything like that, feel free to message me. But everything is pretty self-explanatory. I try and keep everything very transparent on my website, so it's easy to figure out. If you are a tarot reader yourself and you would like to do like a little mentorship program, I do also offer mentorship programs as well, just to kind of help you really kind of gain a better idea of what you're working towards. We put together a plan. I give you weekly checklists and all that. It's a lot of fun. So I'm open. I am like a spiritual mentor, but above all, I am your spiritual sister and therapist, all right? Emotions very highlighted for me today as well. Yes. You know what? I really also feel like the full moon is in a couple days. Let me see. It's the 6th. We have like 5 days until the full moon, which we will be doing full moon subscriber readings on the Clock app. So if you're over there and you're subscribed, make sure you mark your calendar. But, you know, do I take control? What do you mean by that? Okay, we're gonna get ready to start doing our love messages, okay? I'm gonna take a little sip of coffee. I'll explain how we do our collectives, then we'll get into it. Some of you have a reconciliation coming in. I would probably not reconcile. I would take it as closure. All right, here we go. So for those of you that have not seen a collective yet, I'll go ahead and just kind of quickly explain it, all right? What we'll do is I will shuffle this Love Oracle. This Love Oracle deck, it does represent emotional connections that we have in our life. So this could be absolutely romantic partnerships, but it doesn't have to just be romantic partnerships. These are any sort of emotional connections. So this could be relationships to ourselves, relationships with friends, with family, with coworkers, with neighbors, with anyone, okay? We're going to go ahead and shuffle what's going on with our emotional relationships and our emotional connections. And we'll get 2 cards with all of your energies coming in. So if you're here, make sure you're double tapping the screen, you're liking this live, you're commenting, you're making sure that your energies come through this energetic line, all right? I'm going to shuffle it, we'll get 2 of them. We're going to put one over on this side, and we'll put one over on this side. You might resonate with the one that's on this side. You might resonate with the one that's on this side. You might resonate with both sides. That happens very frequently. You might not resonate with either side. And I'm not going to be that toxic tarot reader that tells you one size fits all, okay? If it doesn't resonate, it's just not for you, and that's okay. I'll be live again tomorrow. Maybe yesterday's forecast was for you, or maybe some of the weekly or monthly forecasts are for you, and you came across my channel to go see those, okay? I'm not going to try and push that, because I feel like, again, not everything is going to resonate with you. Don't fall into the toxic tarot rabbit hole, okay? Because sometimes it very much is like that. Now, once we get both sides picked, we are going to go ahead and we will clarify both sides with tarot decks. Again, my tarot decks that I'm using, I am trying to link all of them in the Amazon storefront. If you're watching the replay, they will be linked below, all right? If you want to use the same decks that I'm using. I will use both of these decks on both sides, and we'll figure out all those messages that need to come to the surface. We like to do this little cherry on top, okay, with a zodiac card, just to kind of see a zodiac of importance. This could be maybe a sign that you have in your chart. Maybe it's a sign that they have in their charts. Maybe this is a season where we're going to start to see some sort of shift or change when it comes to the situation or the matter. So this is kind of like our cherry on top. We do have Sagittarius, so if you are Sagittarius or if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, definitely don't scroll away. I would watch this one. Aries wanted to show it on the bottom too, so I guess I'll take it. Okay, let's go ahead and get right into it. My next tarot workshop, I have a 4-week tarot workshop that I do like every other month. It's supposed to be in July. I haven't opened up enrollment yet, but maybe I will open enrollment in the next day or so if you guys are interested, or if there's anyone interested in taking the 4-week workshop, okay? All right, here we go. We're asking Universe, Spirit, and Tarot. Ooh. All right, look. We had 2 cards come out together. We have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And we also have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Listen, in the general messages that we just did before this, it was all about speaking our truth and not being afraid to say what's on our mind. I think for some of you, when it comes to emotional connections, whether, again, this is with yourself, with a romantic partner, with friends, with family, with somebody that maybe you are just trying to connect with, maybe you're nervous to kind of say how you really feel about things. But just know that whoever this person is, they are in your life right now for a reason. Divine timing is always at work. And this is that sort of divine, gentle reminder from your spirit team and your universe that divine timing is at work in this connection and relationship too. So don't be afraid to say how you feel. Don't be afraid to express your feelings and your emotions and your thoughts and what it is that you are experiencing in that moment, okay? Let's go ahead for the other side. We're asking Universe, Spirit, and Tarot. Came right out. We have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Forgiving and learning. Now listen, if you're new here, you probably don't know this. If you're not new here, I know that you know this, okay? I'm a huge believer that not everybody deserves your forgiveness. I absolutely believe that not everybody deserves your forgiveness. But I do believe that every single person that's watching this, whether you're watching me live right now or you're watching the replay, you absolutely deserve to forgive yourself. You deserve to forgive yourself for carrying the weight of whatever this was, whether this is emotional traumas from childhood, whether this is, emotional traumas from relationships, whether this is somebody that did you wrong, whatever it is. You carried this energy so far. Forgive yourself for carrying it, okay? Forgive yourself for maybe overlooking a red flag. Forgive yourself for making yourself smaller to please this person, okay? Whatever it is. They might not deserve your forgiveness because they were POS. But you deserve to forgive yourself, all right? Okay, let me go ahead and see what tarot has to add over on this side. For those of you that are just joining, welcome. I appreciate you. For those of you that are commenting as well, I do try. You need to hear that. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here and that you heard it. And I do try and respond to all the comments in the live, but sometimes I'll be like in a flow and I don't want to lose my train of thoughts. So if I don't respond to you right away, just know that I do see your comments, and I appreciate every single person that's here, okay? I hope to see you around here more often. I try and go live every day. Okay, here we go. What does tarot need to add for the worth waiting for side and expressing our emotions? Okay, let's go ahead and see for this side what we need to know. What else does tarot have for us here? We have Judgment. Love that. We have Ten of Cups in reversal. I think for some of you, you've had this idea of what absolute emotional fulfillment looks like for you, and you haven't been able to obtain it or achieve it, and because of that, it's been really hard for you to stay in this sort of positive mindset that it's going to happen for you. It almost kind of feels like we meet someone, or we have somebody in our life, or there's emotions and feelings that we're having, but because we've shared those emotions and we were vulnerable in the past and we got hurt, we're nervous to do it again moving forward. I do feel like there is the need for us to say, not everyone is your ex. Not everyone is that friend that stabbed you in the back. Not everyone is going to be that sort of manipulative, narcissistic, toxic person that you were dealing with. And I think a lot of you have already done the healing work, right? Let me go ahead and see what else tarot has to add to this. We have some people in the chat like, yep, 100%. Like, that's what's going on right now. We have Judgment. We have Ten of Cups in reverse. We have the Five of Swords. We have the Six of Swords in reversal. I think, some of you are in this sort of limbo phase where you feel like things are not as chaotic in your life anymore, but we also don't really know what calm waters feel like. And so maybe there's this almost like self-sabotage. I don't want you to block your blessings in love. I feel like that's really what needs to be said here. Don't block your blessings in terms of love. In terms of emotional fulfillment, I should say it like that, because it's not just romantic love. This is just emotional fulfillment as a whole. I think your universe and your spirit team have brought something into your life that is meant to give you some sort of emotional fulfillment and connection, and this sort of energetic open line of, receiving and giving. But because we've really been burned in the past, and we've had very chaotic moments and connections and relationships and people in our life that were just pure chaos, it's really hard for us to know what a calm and healthy relationship even looks like. And this could even be family, like maybe there are some toxic family members that we just need to kind of separate ourselves from. Like, you can create those healthy boundaries, and you shouldn't have to feel bad for that, Okay, let's dive into these cards. Again, if you are new here, you're going to see, I'm going to hold up every card. I explain a little bit of what that card means, so you can also learn tarot a little bit as we go along. If you're around for a while and you see these lives, you're going to eventually learn the meanings of majority of the cards, okay? But I do teach tarot outside of this, and I will give whoever wants the information for the tarot workshop, I will give that to you at the end of the video, or at the end of the live. All right? Okay. So we do have Judgment, first card coming out here. If you could see here, Judgment, there's these three figures here. I mean, there's some other figures in the background, but these three main figures are all standing in like this coffin, right? Hugh being a blubbery mess. Amanda. We're all standing in these coffins, and we see that there are wings on this figure here. There's only about 3 or 4 cards in the whole tarot deck where there are wings on the card, and the wings represent divine timing. And it's interesting how this is coming out on a divine timing oracle card, right? Divine timing is trying to tell us to allow ourselves to shed away the old versions of us so we can use our best judgment moving forward. There are things that you've gone through in your past that maybe have given you these trauma responses, right? Aloha, Teresa. Maybe we've learned these trauma responses due to being vulnerable in the past and getting our heart broken, being there for somebody and feeling like we were stabbed in the back, whatever the case is, right? Because of that, we have these trauma responses. But on the flip side, okay, on the flip side of that, we have lessons that we learned. Those lessons taught us what to look for. Those lessons taught us how to use our better judgment in character moving forward. So for those of you that have somebody in your life right now, whether it is a friend, whether it is a romantic partner, whether it is anything, a community, whatever, and we feel that there is this sort of connection and chemistry, and we want to express our feelings with them, but we're scared to do so because we don't want to get hurt. There is that energy of like your divine timing, your universe brought this into your path for a reason right now. And all of those things that you've experienced in the past have given you the tools and the knowledge to be able to use your best judgment moving forward with this person, with these people, with this environment, to know what a red flag looks like and what a green flag looks like. And what to do when we see a red flag and what to do when we see a green flag, right? The Ten of Cups in reversal is like, I think a lot of us kind of have an idea of what we want when it comes to emotional fulfillment as a whole. I think we have an idea. It might not be a totally clear vision, but we have somewhat of an idea of like, what does full emotional fulfillment look like for you? What does it feel like for you? What do you need in your life in order to feel absolutely fulfilled, right? We have a general idea. We just don't have it yet. The thing here is that the Ten of Cups is showing. Yeah, it's showing in the reversal because there's some challenges and obstacles there, but it's showing, which means that it is available to you. You will have it. You will achieve it. You will obtain it. You will. You will. And it's just overcoming those slight challenges or obstacles right now. One of those slight challenges and obstacles, again, is having the courage. Courage. Having the courage to be able to speak how you feel, to share your emotions, to express your feelings, and not be afraid to do so. To have the courage to trust your intuition, to trust your judgment, whenever you're like, I'm not sure this person has the best intentions. If you're feeling that way, then let's move forward. Let's move on. You know what I mean? But if you're like in your own headspace of like, I really have this feelings for them, I'm just nervous how they're going to respond, they probably don't have bad intentions. And they may even be feeling the same way that you feel. The Five of Swords is like, we're at the end of some sort of war, some sort of fight. More than likely, this is the previous situation that we talked about from the Forgiving and Learning, which we're going to talk more about here in just a few minutes. But it's like, whatever this was, you're at the end of that. Take your lessons, which are the swords, right? Take the lessons, which are the swords here, and put them into practice moving forward, okay? Maybe you're still looking back on things, and maybe you're still, I don't want to say reminiscing, because it's not necessarily reminiscing, but it's like you're replaying what happened in that relationship, whether it was a romantic relationship, platonic, or otherwise. You're kind of replaying that in your head a little bit. And because we're doing that, we're also maybe missing out on something else that's being brought into our life that's giving opportunity for fulfillment. You know what I mean? Take the lessons and turn and move forward. Put them into practice. This is where the chaotic energy was coming into play earlier with the Six of Swords. When you see the Six of Swords in the upright, it's like we're going, you can even see on the card, you see on this side of the boat, there's like waves, and this side of the boat, it's calm. We are literally packing up in the middle of the night, running away, and we're going from choppy, chaotic water into calm, tranquil water. It's just get out of my head. You already know if you're here, these messages are 100% coming with your energy. I'm just the vessel. I'm just the vessel, y'all. Stacey was like, holy crap. We have found comfort in chaos. More than likely you have found comfort in chaos and whatever the previous relationships or situations were, right? Because we get comfortable in that chaos. It's what our life has become. And so when we start to go into these more tranquil, calm times, relationships that are very balanced and flowy, loud car, relationships that are very balanced, flowy, tranquil, it almost feels foreign. It almost feels uncomfortable because that's not what we're used to. But that doesn't mean that we should run back to chaos, right? It just means that we need to figure out a way to balance our emotions, balance our feelings, figure out a way to find balance so we can match the tranquil energy, so we can match that calm. Because you deserve to have a very calm, beautiful, receiving and giving of equal balance relationship in your life. Like, you deserve that. You do deserve that. You don't need to thrive in chaos all the time. You don't. The Two of Pentacles is coming out in the upright in this reading. And this is all about being able to juggle all the things. I feel like for the majority of you that are watching this and resonating with this side, you're almost kind of a chameleon when it comes to relationships and connections and people. And it's almost like you could get along with anyone. Like, if you were to be put into any sort of like social group or social circle, you would make friends with everybody. Um, but it feels almost kind of like we are nervous to allow anyone to get to know the real version of us because we're nervous that we're going to get hurt. Okay? Um, this forgiving and learning side is going to be powerful. Let's get through this because I'm telling you, I was just telling my kid that last night. Yes. It's definitely the vibe right now when it comes to emotions, you know? High Priestess again. Y'all, I'm not making this up because you can go back and watch yesterday's live. The High Priestess has come out in every single live so far. In every single collective. It's come out in the love and the general yesterday. It came out in the general and the love today. When I tell you that this is the season of intuition, this is the season of intuition. I may even put together a spiritual coven event, an intuition night. Keep your eye out. I'll announce it here. We need to do something with our intuition this month because this is the time of intuition. This is the time of like building our relationship to our higher self, listening to our gut, taking the time and really diving deep into what our intuitive self is trying to guide us into, right? Vessel says you are the freaking Titanic and I'm the iceberg. Oh my gosh, Amanda, you're so funny. No, I'm just the vessel. I'm just the vessel. We're not sinking. We're not sinking today. We're not sinking today. We'll talk about it more, okay? You're not sinking. You have every lifeboat and every raft available to you right now. Use them. Use them. Okay?Use your best judgment here. Use your best judgment here. Okay? Using your best judgment and your intuition go hand in hand. All right? If you were not here yesterday, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to challenge you as well. It'll be for the next 6 days, okay? This is what we're going to do. For the next 6 days, I want you to take a journal or just some paper or something. I want you to set a timer, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay? 5 to 10 minutes. I want you to write down anything that comes to your mind. Okay? Anything that comes to your mind. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be complete sentences. It could be doodles. It could be word vomit. Okay? Write whatever you want. And then at the bottom of the page, when the timer's over, I want you to have a list, 1, 2, 3. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for or that you're excited for. Okay? Now, at the end of the 6 days, I'm going to remind you 6 days from now, okay? I will remind you. But at the end of your 6 days, I want you to go back and I want you to reread what you wrote about for those 6 days, whether it was 5 or 10 minutes, whatever it is. I want you to go back and read it. Look at it. What doodles were you doodling? What words were you consistently kind of talking about every day? Was there one specific thought that was taking over your mind, okay? That is going to really help you understand what your intuition has been holding space for. Okay, what is our intuitive mind holding space for? And then you may even find the answers to some of the questions that you've been having, okay? You may find the answers for it in those journal prompts. And if you don't find those answers, we can at least move forward and work through what your intuitive mind is holding space for so we can find those answers, okay? That's a really good intuitive technique to do. Like Teresa says, it works. She had me do this, yes. For those of you that were considering doing like some sort of mentorship with me, I did an 8-week mentorship with Teresa, and that was one of the things that we did do. And I feel like by the end of the 8 weeks, it was like Teresa was subconsciously already listening to her intuition at that point. And I was just there as her little accountability buddy to be like, yes, girl. Yes, sis. That's what we're doing. Bottom of the deck was the 3 of Pentacles, which is all about being a student in life. It's learning what you want, learning who you are, learning how we're moving forward, learning how to express our feelings, learning that divine timing is really at work here, learning what our intuition is trying to guide us into, learning how to use our best judgment, learning what we want for our future, learning how to put lessons into practice. We are learning a lot through this next week, maybe 2 or even 3 weeks from now, since this is the 3 of Pentacles, right? We're learning a lot when it comes to emotions right now. Allow yourself to be the student in life. Try your best to release any fears, and just know that some of these fears that you're having when it comes to expressing your love, expressing your emotions, expressing your feelings, and just being open to talk about how you feel, some of those fears are literal trauma responses or defense mechanisms that you have created through the chaotic moments of crappy relationships of the past. And not everyone is going to treat you that way. If anything, your intuition knows what to look for now, and you're going to walk away from it, right? I'm gonna need you to stop talking to keep it like that. Oh my gosh, Jessica. Let's go ahead and get a zodiac of importance here, and then we'll move to the other side. Let's get a zodiac of importance here. I feel like a lot of you are resonating with what I'm saying. If y'all want a personal love reading, go over to themagicsiren.com. Stacy, is this the same Stacy that I have uploading right now? I think no, the other Stacy. There's two Stacys in here. Are both of these still in here? Because one of you, I have a general reading, I think. Wait, is it a general reading? I have one of your readings uploading right now. Yeah, it is. I have one of your readings uploading right now. You'll have it by the end of the day or tomorrow morning. Yes, Stacy. I saw your email as soon as I was jumping on the live. So yeah, I had a little bit of a issue with my internet this week when it came to uploading to Google Drive, but we're good now. So your reading is currently uploading. But yes, if y'all want to get a personal reading with me, go over to themagicsiren.com. I have a new promo code for the month of June, summer 15% off, okay? Yes, I'm excited too. There were good messages in there, so. Okay, zodiac of importance. What do we have? Pisces again. We've had a lot of Pisces energy in here today. A lot of Pisces, Gemini. We're in Gemini season, and then Cancer. Go figure. Cancer season's right around the corner, okay? Cancer season starts on the 21st. We're currently in Gemini season. Pisces season was not far ago. For some of you, you might have Gemini in your chart. They might have Gemini, Cancer, Pisces in their chart, okay? This is seasons of importance here, zodiac of importance, all right? So, again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I think for a lot of you, it's almost kind of like your universe and your spirit are telling you, like, right now is the time for you to speak your truth. Right now is the time to not only speak your truth, but to express how you feel about things, to express your emotions, express your feelings, and also it's time for you to tap into that intuition. Believe that divine timing is working for you. I think sometimes what happens is we try and put something out into the universe to kind of come out for us, and then when it's not happening the way that we envisioned it, or maybe it's not happening in the time frame that we thought, we lose a little bit of faith in our spirit team and in our universe. But it's almost kind of like your universe is like, listen, I'm bringing the things into your life that you need. Don't question my methods, okay? There is a method here, and there's a reason why I'm putting this into your life right now. So just trust it. Just trust it. Sometimes it's hard to, because again, we've had some things happen in the past, okay, that have made it hard for us to trust, especially trust in our universe sometimes. But your universe is cheering you on. I think someone in here needs to hear this, maybe multiple people, that like your universe wants you to succeed. Like your spirit team, your spirit guides, your universe wants you to win. Like your universe wants you to be happy. Your universe is not working against you. So when something's happening in your life, there's always going to be some sort of like blessing in disguise, lesson that needed to be obtained or learned. Yes, I'm not saying that like we can control everything, because sometimes crap just happens and we can't necessarily control the things that are external to us. But we can kind of control how we react to them, how we move forward from it, what we do with that experience or lesson. Does that make sense? Okay, I digress. Let me come over to the other side of this these love messages, okay? No worries, Stacy. The other Stacy, I'm glad that you're here. Honestly, I'm just so thankful for everybody that's watching live right now and everybody that's watching on the replay. Actually, if you want to help support me, if you don't have the means to do a personal reading with me right now, if you really want to just support me, the best way you can is to just watch any of my videos on YouTube all the way through. If you see any of my videos, maybe go back and watch your sun, your moon, and your rising, your monthly forecast, and your weekly forecasts. Right now, I'm really trying to get to there's like a certain threshold of watch hours that you need to get as a YouTube creator in order to be in the monetization program. I have enough subscribers, but I don't have enough watch hours right now. So if you want to support me when you're doing dishes, when you're doing laundry, maybe whenever you're taking a shower, go ahead and put on one of my forecast videos and just let the whole thing watch all the way through. It would really, really help me out. You have no idea how much that would help support me right now. So thank you just for being here. And if you want to give me a little extra support, you can always do that. Okay? Okay, let's go into this last half of our live. We've been live for over an hour. We're having a good time. Let's go ahead and just get into it. Here we go. We have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Now, remember, like I said, okay, not everyone deserves your forgiveness, but every single one of you watching live and on the replay deserve to forgive yourself for carrying the weight of the situation, or maybe for overlooking a red flag, or dealing with something so long, whatever it is. Not everyone deserves your forgiveness, so don't feel pressure to forgive somebody, because I know there are some tarot readers out there, and even some like counselors and therapists are like, forgiveness is key. Not hard. Yes, forgiveness is key, but it's self-forgiveness. We're not forgiving people for their peace of mind. We're forgiving ourselves, and we are forgiving things in our life for our own peace of mind, okay? So that's just my personal belief, okay? Who am I? Who am I? I'm just your therapist. Here we go. What does tarot have to add to this message over here? Look at you blooming like this beautiful butterfly. Finally coming out of the cocoon phase, gaining your confidence back, moving forward with your head held high, and understanding that whatever happened in the past is in the past. And it really kind of, the High Priestess again, it really kind of molded you into this version of you now. And I honestly am, I'm thankful that you've gone through the things that you've gone through, because you are you now. And honestly, I think that is probably the biggest gift that you can ever receive from universe is those big moments of growth, emotional and spiritual enlightenment, evolution, empowerment, those aha moments. They come from this time now, forgiving and learning. You know, you're learning the things, like you're taking the lessons from the hurt of the past and putting them into practice moving forward. You're becoming this new version of you. You're seeing what you want for your future, and the universe is telling you, what are you waiting for? Let's move towards it. Let's make it happen. You're exactly who you're meant to be right now. Try your best not to second guess yourself. Look at that devil in reversal, walking away from toxicity, from narcissism, from manipulation, okay? Yes, we're still in the healing journey. I'm actually going to start with the bottom of the deck on this side because it's the Five of Pentacles, and it just makes sense to start on the bottom over here. Yes, you're still on your healing journey. Yes, you're still on this journey of learning. Yes, you're still in this place of figuring out who you are and putting those lessons into practice and forgiving yourself fully. You're still in it. You're still climbing the mountain. But the thing is that things are starting to get easier. You are in this place now where you're able to kind of look back on things and say, okay, there's a silver lining there. Because I went through this, or this, I'm now this version of me. I am now more confident moving forward. I know what I want, and I know damn sure what I don't want. I'm excited for what's to come because I know that I'm finally getting over this chapter of my life where I can start coming down the mountain on the other side towards something that I do want. And I think a lot of you through this process have learned what you want. I do think, again, because this High Priestess is coming out again, she's come out so many times, I do think for some of you there's a little bit of an internal battle of listening to what your intuition is telling you and guiding you to move forward. And then emotionally or mentally, we're having a hard time listening to that, right? Yeah, it started from the bottom, now we're here, right? And we're going to keep on going. But I think for some of you, it's like your intuition is telling you, like, okay, let's allow ourselves to move forward. Let's allow ourselves to release this. Let's allow ourselves to start taking the steps in the direction that we really want. But there's a fear there, or it's hard. Like for some reason, it's like our mind and our heart are not aligning in the same path as the intuition, the gut instinct. Okay, really work on those intuitive building techniques this week. I am going to create a couple of videos and I'll post them throughout this week and next week, really through the rest of the month. I'll start sharing some more intuitive building techniques and exercises with all of you because I think that is really important, especially right now. Like, it's really important. Every time we see these High Priestess coming out back to back to back, it's like your intuition is really trying to guide you, and for some reason we're second guessing our gut instinct just a little bit, and maybe it's just because it's not practical in our mind. It's almost kind of like, if I do that though, how am I going to, if I do X, Y, and Z, how am I going to do X, Y, and Z? I hope this makes sense. For those of you that it makes sense for, it's supposed to be for you. The Three of Wands says, what are we waiting for? We know what we want now. We know what we don't want now. Let's start doing it. Let's move forward. Let's leave this. Exactly. It's not comfortable. Stronger and wiser because of it. 100%. 100%. Three of Wands, what are we waiting for? Let's start moving forward. Let's allow ourselves to make this happen. Let's allow ourselves to see that there are so many options now that we've walked away from the toxicity, now that we've walked away from the manipulation, now that we've walked away from the bad, negative, toxic cycles. We've walked away from that now. Look at the devil in the upright is not that. Devil in the reversal, we walked away from this. This is a thing of the past now. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. And open up your eyes to see that there are so many choices here. You have so many choices and options moving forward that you don't have to just settle on one, right? What if it's guiding you to where you're trying to leave/move forward from? I guess it depends, right? Because there's a different, okay, we're going to go into this just a little bit, and then we'll talk more about this at the end. Sometimes there is a difference between like what our intuition is guiding us to and then what our anxieties are guiding us to, right? Because your intuition is like that gut instinct. But anxiety and intuition, there's a fine line. So sometimes we will have these anxieties that are based upon something that has already happened that we're walking away from. If we know at the end of the day that what we're walking away from, remember, we're using our best judgment moving forward here. So if your best judgment is telling you that what we're walking away from was not necessarily in our best benefit. It wasn't necessarily in alignment with our highest good and what it is that we actually want for the long term, or what's going to bring us the fulfillment for the long term. Then our anxieties might be giving us the fear of like what we are trying to move towards is unknown. That creates anxiety. Let me retract and go back to what I know, what's comfortable. Does that make sense? So it's Jessica and anybody else that's feeling this way. I would really recommend doing your journaling this week because it will help you figure out what is intuition versus what is anxiety. Because there is a fine line between anxiety and intuition, and I think a lot of us sometimes blur that line. I like this Emperor. This Emperor came out on the bottom of the deck in the beginning of this video, so if you missed that, make sure you go rewatch the replay. This Emperor energy is like we are putting roots into something or into ideals, into ways of living, into emotional connections that are going to be around for the long term, right? Whatever this was that we experienced in the past, whatever this sort of cycle was that we finally broke away from, whatever this is that we can visualize for our future, we are moving in a way that is changing our life forever. And it's not something that's going to make, it could be, okay, it could be this major aha moment. But it could also just be like, you're going to look back at the end of this year and be like, dang, okay, that makes sense now. Like, those movements that I made in June, it really aligned me in a path going in a totally new direction. And I'm so glad that it happened that way, right? Okay, Jessica, I'm glad that makes sense. We already talked about this, right? I do feel like for some of you, you are still very much on this journey of maybe learning what intuition versus anxiety is. We're still on this journey of learning to forgive ourselves. We're still on the journey of putting the lessons into practice. Maybe we're in a journey of learning how to not block our own blessings and love due to self-sabotage because something is actually healthy and calm and not chaotic. Just saying. Let me go ahead and get a zodiac of importance here, okay? Let me get a zodiac of importance here. Y'all know that I try so hard to be transparent and just say what needs to be said on the cards, okay? We have Sagittarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, all right? Taurus season just happened. We've had Scorpio season come out a couple of times. Today, I feel like by the end of the year, a lot of this will make even more sense. We're almost kind of like, okay, we're climbing the mountain. Sorry, there's a loud car. I'm on a main street right now. We are moving eventually, so I won't be on a main street forever. But I'm like, I just want to be able to go live, okay? Like, I just want to be able to go live and hang out with my friends. So if you're here now, just know that my evolution when it comes to our YouTube channel, it will be growing, and y'all will be the real MVPs for being here from day one. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. But I'm making do with what I got, okay? Scorpio, Taurus, Sagittarius. Yes, October, November for Scorpio. I don't know off the top of my head for Sagittarius. If somebody wants to help me out, if you're Sagittarius, I feel like Sagittarius, I know it's towards the end of the year. I think it's after Scorpio season or right before Scorpio season. Could be wrong. November, December. Thank you. So it's right after Scorpio. So I think once we get to the end of the year, there's going to be these sort of aha moments of like, all of the lessons that we are putting into practice from these situations now, right? Going in this path of healing, allowing ourselves to express how we feel without the fear or anxiety, having faith that divine timing is at work. It all starts to make sense because it's happened, right? At the end of the year, it's like we've already experienced it. I hope this makes sense. Your dad was a Sagittarius. Yes, I love that. I'm a Sagittarius rising. If you're here and you are not nervous to jump in the chat, let me know. Or if you're watching the replay, let me know what your sun, your moon, and your rising sign is, if you know them. Okay, I would love to know what energies we are attracting for today's live and for today's replay. Okay, I'm a Gemini sun, a Gemini moon, and a Sagittarius rising. So I would love to know your big three. If you don't know your big three, or maybe you do know your big three and you're like, I don't really know what it means, I do offer birth chart readings as well. They are over on my website, themagicsiren.com. And that 15% off also applies to the birth chart reading as well. So if you want to get a birth chart reading this month, you're like, you know what, I'd like to know a little bit more about what's going on with each sign and what that means for me, go and check that out as well. Okay. Birth charts are great and very detailed. Yeah, I usually spend about like 5 to 8 hours on a birth chart reading because I literally type like this to where I feel like there's smoke coming out of my fingers. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Teresa, you are my air sign queen. Amanda, we got Sagittarius sun, Pisces moon, Aquarius rising. Love that combination. Love that combination. You have a little bit of everything. You got that fire, you got that water, you got that air. I feel like there's some conflicted energy there, but I love it. Absolutely love it. That's it for our tarot messages today. If you're watching just for the tarot messages, I hope to see you tomorrow. Okay, I'll be live again tomorrow. I'm gonna try my best to just be live every day over here, whether it's for an hour, a half an hour, 2 hours, who knows. But I am gonna try and go live every day over here. It just feels like a little bit better of a vibe. I don't feel like there's so much going on. The clock app, trying to go live every day over there is like very defeating. Here, it's such a calm energy and calm vibe. So I'm enjoying it. So we'll see how it goes. I'm a giant hot mess. Amanda, aren't we all? Aren't we all? Okay, I think that's it. I have a couple of you that are in here. You have some personal readings that are uploading. I'll have those to you either by the end of the day today or tomorrow morning, just depending on how fast they upload to Google. I do have 4 out of the 6 forecasts for this upcoming week recorded already, so I will be posting those here on YouTube. Keep an eye out. Watch your sun, your moon, your rising. We have Libra, Virgo, Cap. Love that. Love that. We got that double earth energy. You're probably very grounded. You got a little bit of air energy, but that's probably good for your sun sign because it helps with that personality. Love it. Love it. You're probably like the type of person that you're like, I can kind of go along with anything. Like, I can go have a good time, but I'm also not going to make dumb decisions based on impulsive actions. I like that. Stacy, I need that type of friend in my life. The other Stacy, we have Capricorn, Scorpio, Cancer. Love your double. I love that. Look at that. You have double water and then earth. I like that. That probably, you know what, that earth sun probably helps you stay so emotionally calm and balanced. I feel like when you have a lot of water in your chart, having like a sun, having a sun sign of something earthy is almost necessary. So like you lucked out there. We have Leo, Gemini, Libra. Ooh, you're the life of the party. You're the life of the party. I love that. We have Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer. That's a nice little mix of everything as well. Wow, we have some good vibes in here. This is a nice live, y'all. And if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments what your big 3 is. She said nope. Nope, it is not helping me with my emotional balance. Stacy, can you imagine if you had all 3 water? I'm so emotional. Stacy, we need to work on tapping into your earth energy, because having that Capricorn as a sun sign, like, I feel like maybe you just don't know how to use it to your best benefit. We got to figure out we need to work on that. We need to work on that. I was just watching your other video. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. My chakra is bad right now. I went to get a balance, LOL, for real. No, seriously though, like, having that sun at Capricorn as your sun, I feel like you're not even scratching the surface, because when you're feeling that emotional, like, roller coaster, you do have the ability to tap into a grounded energy. I would almost even tell you, Stacy, I would really watch your sun sign forecast for the next couple of days, and just really pick out, like, anything that has to do with, like, grounding. Does that make sense? Like, I would just be watching Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. I would try your best to just tap into Capricorn. 100% I'll be spontaneous but overthink it. That's so funny. That is so funny. Like, no, I don't want to make any bad decisions. Thanks but no thanks. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me during this live. I'm going to go ahead and end the live. I know we have a lot of friends in here right now. This is the most friends we've ever had in the live at one time, and I'm just so honored and thankful to have all of you here. If you are not in our FB group, make sure you keep an eye out. I'm going to add that. I have to add that. I didn't do that yesterday. I will add that link to the description below if you watch the replay. I've been trying to post, I asked for forgiveness instead of permission. That is such an air sign thing. Air signs are such people pleasers. It's ridiculous. Beside the point. I've been trying to post in the FB group when I'm going live. I've also been posting it on my stories on all the other social platforms. So I did post a story on IG, over on the Clock app. I think there was another place that I posted it to that I can't think of off the top of my head. But I've been trying to, like, announce when I'm going to go live here, like, 10 to 15 minutes before I do. So if you're on any of those groups or on those platforms, just keep an eye out. If you see a story post of mine, click it. It might be the announcement that we're going live. Did anybody get a notification today that I went live? Because yesterday the notifications worked. I will definitely do a birth chart reading with you for your entertainment. Oh my gosh. I will literally be so excited to do that for you. You got it over on Patreon. Thank you, Amanda. That's the one place I forgot. Yes, I did get a notification. Yes, okay, so the notifications are working over here, and I love that because it was not working on the Clock app for all that time. So if you are here and you're subscribed, make sure that you have the notification bell. So maybe you need to go over to my actual channel. I don't know how it works from this live page, but go over to my channel, and there's, like, the little notification bell. Make sure you click that on. And so when I go live, if you're watching on your phone, you'll probably get a little notification that says, like, the Magic Siren is live. Just keep an eye out if you enjoy this. If you, again, want to support me, you can get personal readings, okay? I got the talk story notification for the two. Perfect. That's what I was hoping for. I'm like, everybody that's over on the Clock app, I'm hoping to get them over here, because everybody uses YouTube, you know what I mean? If you want to support me, you can get a personal reading if you have the means, but if you don't, no pressure, right? One way that you can support me for free is just by watching my videos here on YouTube. Like I said, I'm really trying to get the watch hours to that threshold so I can at least get a monetization for here. So I can just kind of, like, bring it back a little bit and give more free content. You know what I mean? So if you are watching here and you just want to support me, watching my videos, liking my videos, watching them all the way through, that really helps, and it's free. Okay? Alright, I'll be back on live tomorrow. If you just want to chit chat, send me a message, and if you have questions about anything, you can always send me a message. You can email me at themagicsiren@gmail.com. Okay? Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Aloha.